Hello everybody, welcome to the ftog server. What pack are we on? Quantus pack. ToddytheBody here, and these are the tools of the trade. Nose picker 3 and the Gravedigger. What number are we on? 2. Nose picker 3, Gravedigger 2. Now let me show you something. This is a perfect time because it's night. I was telling Grok about the glowy modifier. He probably knew about it before, and he was saying, yeah, but it doesn't work on the yellow X's. So I was like, you know what, you have a good point. But then just a little while ago, let's go over to Link's area here. He's got it all lit up. But let's smash out some of these torches of his. At nighttime, you can see it's night. I asked the guys, okay, see it? Just laid one. Where is it at? I don't know, I can't. There it is. There it is. So now, if it's nighttime, and you've got the glowy tool in your hand, it will set the glow balls on the yellow X's. Now I don't know if Link wants the glow balls all over the place, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and leave these right here for him because I smashed your torches. I'm very sorry, but I just wanted to prove, or not prove, but you know, kind of show something off that I didn't know before. All right, so what do we got here? What do we got for our tools? Let's go and take a look. Okay, done. Yeah, I was asking them not to sleep just so I can show that to you. Here, I'll go ahead and sleep and make it daytime for everybody. And you can't do it with something in your offhand. So there we go. And then put that back up in there and then this in here. Alright, so what I like to do is I like to have the pick in the offhand because the glowing modifier doesn't work if it's in the offhand. So let's take a look at what we've got going on here. I'm going to the ground. I don't know if it's there. Alright. Was. Alright, so for the shovel, we've got a copper head so that it gets experience points when you do any digging. Let's see, and then that gives us a well-established, which is the experience, and I've got a writable paper, like not the handle, but the other part, the binding, so that I can get an extra modifier, and then the glowing enchant or modifier right there. And then haste to make it a little bit faster. And then I have Mending Moss 2. Now with Mending Moss 1, you know, it works, but it doesn't work fast enough. But with Mending Moss 2, it doesn't seem so. Alright. But with the Mending Moss 2, it seems to be healing fast enough to where it stays all the way healed pretty much all of the time. Let's see, and then for the handle, I've got ecological, so wood handle. Just in case I'm not getting enough experience, it will heal itself with the wood. Okay, and then we've got the nose picker 3. It has the cobalt head, so that it's fast, and then silk touch, writable binding, and the copper handle. For almost all the same things. The only difference is that this one has silk touch, and this one has what are the differences? Glowing. Okay, the only difference is that this one has glowing, this one has silk touch. But they both, because of this Mending Moss 2, heal pretty fast and they stay up that way. I still need to make a hammer that has Mending Moss 2, but I haven't been able to get enough cobalt since that. Let's see, or I may put that on a mattock. I'm doing a shovel. There we go. Okay, yeah, something, because I don't want to take any attributes away from the pick, because the pick you use to like break most things around your base, you know, machines or walls or whatever. I want to put it on something that I don't use as much. Anyways, today I was hoping to like maybe do a little decorating down in this tunnel here. Alright, so we've got the stone tunnel here. We'll come back to that. And I wanted to bring along some of this limestone. Maybe we'll use some of that too to get rid of the stone. We'll see what it looks like. So let's grab some of that, and then I want to use the brick version along with some of this stuff right there. I've only got one more stack inside there, so we'll try to work with one stack, see how that works. So let's go down and look. What I wanted to do is I want to make the naturey part look a little bit better. I don't know if you remember from last time when we ran through this. We had this part that's kind of outside. I was talking about covering it in glass, and I started doing that, but I think now I'd rather have leaves. I'd rather do some sort of, and that way from the outside, it doesn't look unnatural from the glass. So let's just go ahead and start off by covering up all the spots where mobs can come in, just like this. And yep, they can hop down there. We'll leave that one open and just do that part. I also want to get some of this jungle here and fill in the trees, because it looks kind of weird when the jungle wood isn't going all the way down. This is a single piece, so we're gonna get some leaves back. Oh no, it didn't break any. Oh, there it is. Okay, but we have some leaves on us, so we can go ahead and fill that in. And let's just bring that across, and we'll leave that because it seems okay. And then we'll just take that over. Oh, here's another one of these things. Remember these? For some reason, when they spawn on grass, they don't go all the way down. So we might get some leaves disappearing on this one too. And I guess not. Okay, so we can work with that. We'll just cover those up. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest covered in leaves, because it seems like that should be a more mundane task. And then we'll do some more of the inside decorating after that. Hey everybody. Alright, so it's the next day for me, and I want to tell you about this thing that happened last night while I was at work. I finished this up just a little bit, so I guess not really finished, but I did some more work on it. I kind of like the gravel, but I don't like the gravel because it's a different color. Now, if we can get a gravel that is a different color than this, do we have any options? No. What about paving? Something with paving. Nope. Nope. Nothing there. Concrete? Wasn't there a beige colored concrete here? What is this? Concrete tile? Can we make this? We can make this. Hey, maybe I'll try that a little bit later. I might add some different colors. How do you make it? So I need a water bucket and some sand and some clay, kind of like the grout and all that. What is this? Slag. Alright, well that might come later on. Anyway, so this thing that happened last night. You know, sometimes I like to tell you stuff that happens at work. Maybe some like scamming idea. Well, that's exactly what this is. It's a new scam that I didn't know about. Maybe I should have known about it. Maybe it's been around for quite a while, and I've just been missing it. But let me tell you about what this person did. Okay, so at my job, if say you don't have a receipt, we give you store credit. Can I get that in there? There we go. We give you store credit, and I'm gonna get rid of a glow ball there. Okay, let's see if we can get that back. Get inside. Oh, it's not nighttime. Well, luckily for us, I have crafted up some of these glow balls, and there we go. So then now we don't have to rely on our shovel to place them in case it is daytime, and it is daytime, you can see up there. Okay, so at my job, if you don't have a receipt and you're trying to do a return, we do something where we give you store credit, and we give it to you on a card. We have a name for it, but if I tell you the name, it might give away where I work. Okay, so we give it to you on this card, and usually if you like, here, let's do that. There we go. If you spin this card and then you have a receipt and then you want to return the thing that you bought with the card, then you're supposed to get that credit put back on a card. But I guess some people found a way to bypass that whole system and get cash when they buy stuff with the store credit. Now, how they do this is that we can look up a transaction that you've done. Here, let's do this while we're here, down here. If you look up a transaction, this one here, or if you're doing a return, you can look it up with a phone number, and we'll leave that open. You can look it up with a phone number, and then you can find the transaction and give them their refund that way. Well, it turns out that if you go buy something with the store credit, and then you try to, can anything come through there? I think it's pretty well closed off, right? We don't have to worry about the babies. Ah, here we are. I knew we'd get to a spot where we need some leaves sooner or later. Okay, let's start covering this sort of thing up. So where was I? Yeah, so it turns out that if you use the method of looking up the person's phone number to try to find the transaction, because you can put in your phone number and then like get points and stuff like that, that you can like earn credit for like free monies and stuff like that for other transactions, which kind of, it works out for a lot of people. I mean, it works out for me anyways. And yeah, it works out for quite a bit of people who want to. Anyways, let's get to it. So let's say you look up the transaction and the register doesn't know that it was bought with the store credit. So then that person, if they don't use their receipt where we can actually like humanly, physically see that it was bought with the store credit, the machine will go ahead and issue the person cash. And it doesn't tell the cashier, the manager, or whoever was doing it that it was bought with store credit. So we had this guy go into the one of the other registers towards the back of the store, and I already looked at that, and they paid for some allergy medicine with the store credit card. And then they went right outside, gave it to his girlfriend, and then came inside, the girlfriend did, with the item, and went to a different register and had a manager come over and was like, hey, I don't have my receipt, I lost it, but I bought it with my loyalty card. And loyalty cards, that's another thing. I'll tell you about that in a second. Okay, I think that this is looking pretty good. I really like, and then this is like goes off into a different section. We'll have to pretty up the caves at some point. In fact, it looks like this is pretty much done. Oop, I forgot a piece of glass. We'll go ahead and leave that there. I don't think anybody will notice. So then they went to the other register and started doing their transaction, looking up the phone number for their loyalty card. Found it, and the register and the manager, and there's no way that the manager could have known. And the manager gave them the cash. So, in case you're going to a certain store with a loyalty card and a gift card for credit, I want to open this up a little bit. So I'm like kind of looking at like, how am I going to do this? Because I kind of like worked myself in a corner here, like narrowing it off right here. But I don't know, maybe here, let's just switch to that hand, eat a little bit of something. There we go. And then start opening this up a little bit, just like that. And then yeah, and then that way we don't really open it up to the elements. And then we'll do the same thing where we kind of have a grade here. Okay. Yep, so if you go to a store that has a loyalty card and store credit card for like if you don't have a receipt when you're returning something or whatever, that's how you get cash out of it. There are people always trying to figure this out, but now we have those people on camera, and we're able to, like, if they come in again for another return, then we can tell them, hey, you're not doing any more returns here, get out of the store and never come back. Now the thing I just thought about with the loyalty cards, this is a book I read once before. It's either called Nation States or it's called Jennifer Government. Now I can't remember what the actual name is, but the guy who wrote the book, Max Berry, he made this online video game that I have no idea if it is still up and running, because this was like years ago. Like, let's see, I was in the army when I was playing it, and that was probably like 13-ish, 17-ish years ago. Let's see, I got out in 2003. It's 2017, so what was that, 14 years ago? Yeah, 14 years ago. Went in 99, got out in 2003. So yeah, I have no idea if it's still up. I have no idea if the guy's written any more books besides the 3 of them that I know of. He also wrote a book called Syrup, which I think they actually made a movie of. And he wrote another book called The Company, I believe it is. I'll tell you what those books are about next. But so Jennifer Government or Nation States, whichever one it is. Jennifer Government is about a sort of society here. I think it takes place in America, I'm pretty sure. And what it is, it's like capitalism had taken over, like completely. It's a whole capitalism type society, like 100%. Where like if you want police protection, you have to own a subscription to the police. It's not like a public service. There we go. It's not a public service. If you want fire support, like firefighter support, again, subscription. Mail. Ooh, is that must be my base. So let's just leave it open. We'll cover it up with something else later on, as long as we don't dig through it too much, which means that we might be hitting through to some of our other stuff. Let's get up here and do that, and then do this corner over here. There we go. Okay, so in that book, it progresses that there's these loyalty wars, and you have a card, and it's a loyalty card. Now, this is before loyalty cards was really a thing. Now you like go anywhere, and they're like trying to sign you up for their loyalty card. But it was before it was a thing. Okay, so like, but instead of like multiple loyalty cards, it's like one loyalty card would have a good number of businesses on it. Like say, one faction of loyalty card would have Coca-Cola and Nike and some other stuff on it, and the other loyalty card would have Pepsi and let's say Reebok and among other things, you know, like competitors and all that. And then it gets to like towards the end of the book, towards the end of the story, where it's like an all-out war, like a physical war, where these two loyalty card coalitions like had their own militia, which is also subscription based. Now there is a government, but a very loose government, like very unregulated sort of thing that is still public, but not well funded because, well, because it's more of a capitalist society. So the taxes that they collect is very minimal. And that's where Jennifer gets her last name, Government, because in this story you take the last name, or your last name is of the company that you work for. So like say if you work for Nike, your name might be John Nike, and that's just how it works. But yeah, I always thought that that was kind of neat when like loyalty cards were actually like becoming a thing in the real world. It always reminded me of this story. You know, like they predicted it, or I always want to try to remember. Were there loyalty cards back then? I just didn't remember, or what? Now, if you do get a chance, go ahead and like search for nation states in Google, and you'll find this game. And what it's about, it's like you build your own nation, and it has you go through a questionnaire of like, you know, different policies that you would support, and then they like take your answers and put it all together and build a nation for you. And then you can like set it like different intervals of time. Like you can set it to like every couple hours, or if you don't think that you'll be able to play it all the time, you can set it to where it's like, you know, once a week. They'll give you some options. Like say your government is trying to vote on something, like say publicly funded abortion or something like that, and you'll get to vote, and then it'll like change your, and I don't know if it's like procedurally made or what, or if like there's predetermined, like if you pick this for your nation, then this will happen. But you have a population, you have national wealth, and okay, I like this. I like how it opened up, and we'll have to do some stuff with that. I don't want to make it too naturey inside the cave part, so I'll probably replace a lot of the stone with some of that limestone that I've been collecting. So let's go up here and do some of the same thing, and we'll keep on talking about these books. Okay. But anyways, it's a lot of fun. It can wear out a little bit, like you'll get bored of it, and so you'll stop playing. Let's put a leaf block there, and we'll incorporate that later on. Ooh, we're gonna have to like cover up some stuff. Okay. But yeah, go check it out. Like I said, it'll be fun for a little while. It'll give you like a little something to do. Something that you can update on your lunch break. You can set it to like where you get an option twice a day or so. But before you make a decision on one of these policies, it'll kind of give you a brief of what might happen to your nation, or like the different types of lobbyists that you have in your nation, and what they'll think about it, or uh, what their advice would be, and stuff like that. You can also join a League of Nations where it's like other people, and they'll put up a vote, and all these people, like real people, will vote for some policy that will happen in your league, like no wars or something. And if you're part of the league and you vote for like having wars, but then in whole the majority votes to not have wars, then guess what? Your nation will not be able to have wars. It's not like an action-packed sort of game. It's more like a sim. So don't expect to like go, and it's not like a real-time strategy or anything like that. So don't expect to see any actual fighting or anything if you decide to go to war with another nation or anything like that. Anyways, so that is that. The other book that I read, the second one that I read, was Syrup, and it's probably my favorite of the three that I know of from him. And what it's about this guy, and now it's going to elude me what the people's names are, but it's about this guy. Man, what is his name? But it's all about like marketing and stuff, and he comes up with this great idea to send the Coca-Cola, and it's about this product that the name of it, I'm not going to say the name, but I'll spell it. He spells it out in the book, F-U-K-K. Okay, so you kind of get why I didn't want to like say it out loud, just in case, you know, I'm saying it wrong. Maybe it's pronounced differently, but it looks like that when you're reading it. And it's all about like the gimmick of it. You know, it's if you're walking around the store and you see a soda named after this word, then you're likely to like pay attention to it and maybe buy it and all that. Well, he's like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna sell this to Coca-Cola. Well, his roommate goes and steals the idea and patents it and everything, and goes to Coca-Cola, and he becomes rich instead. So the book is about this guy like trying to make it and maybe get revenge on his roommate at the same time. And there's these other people, and they all have weird names because it's like marketing. Like say there's this girl whose name is the @ symbol. That's right. It's not like letters or anything. It's the actual like @ symbol, like what you put on your email. And but it's real good. And I think I saw once that Coca-Cola actually came out with a drink. They must have had some marketing person that read this book and was like, hey, let's try this out for real. And this was a long time ago. You might be able to find it on the internet somewhere, but I don't know where. I don't remember. I doubt that it was actually called F-U-K-K, but it was something weird, and I think I remember it being like a coffee flavored cola, like a cola flavor along with a hint of coffee. Now that might sound good, and I don't know why I never tried it, which I didn't. But you know, if it's on Amazon or something, I wonder if you'd be able to get something like that on Amazon. I mean, it's probably spoiled by now, like it's been years ago. But yeah, they came out with a movie about this, and I haven't seen it. The book is called Syrup. Maybe you guys can find the movie, maybe watch it. You know what they always say, that like movies aren't as good as the book, so it's hard to say if you'll enjoy the movie. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't know how close it would be to the actual story and all that. So then the third book that I know of is called, I believe it's called Company. You know, just right off the top of my head, that's what I want to think. But it starts out, this guy gets a job at this company, and his position, or the department that he works in, is that they sell training to other parts of the same company, and they like collect money from those other departments. Like say there's an IT department, and you know, they sell like, I don't know, workbooks or classes or whatever. They just call it training to the IT department. I always want to say IT department, and then they pay them, and that's how the money goes around and everything. So then he starts like wondering, like, uh, how does this business that we work for, the company as a whole, get money? Because everybody seems to be selling something to somebody else within the company, and then the book kind of takes on from that. I hate to like make a spoiler for you because it really gets interesting after that. The ending is not so great. It's kind of a lackluster ending, so sorry to give that away, but let's keep that one covered. So stone and that. Yep. And we'll leave it like that. But the rest of the book is so good, I would still recommend reading it, even though the ending is not so great. And not that it has like a bad ending, like, you know, the evil person wins or something like that. It's like, I don't know, I think that it could have been better done. Whereas Syrup, it's good all the way through, so I'd recommend that book if you are a book reader. Okay, there we go. Alright, so that concludes my story for the evening. Let's see, do I have any more really, like, topic? I mean, as far as, like, work scams or anything that happened recently, I'm pretty sure I always have them. But, there's something I want to do. Grack had just finished the Southern Rail, and I think I would like to try to connect to it. So I'm going to try to do that, connect to it, and I think we'll come back because I want to try to make a substation. Now, I've never made a substation, or like a substation is really what I want to make, because we had the main station. The Southern Rail is going to be the substation, so I'd like to make a substation off of that to connect to this one here that we have. So yeah, I'm gonna go see what I can do, and then we'll look at it in a bit. Hey, look at that. That's neat. So everybody, you guys let me talk way too long on that last cut, so I blame all of you. I didn't want to leave you hanging because I said that we were going to come back and then do something cool with like a substation or something, but we're going to have to wait until next time to do that because we don't have enough time to really get into something technical this time. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the rest of this bone meal here to add some grass, and then maybe I'll start working out some plans and then start recording that right away. I did start vacation. Today is my very first day of my vacation, so I should have a lot more time we need to close that off. A lot more time to do some recordings and things, so you won't have to wait so long in between for this next week or so. And I might just space them out every other day. Like, say, if I get ready to record this whole train track thing right after this, you probably won't see it for another, like, this video and then not one the next day, but then you'll see it the next day after that. I'm pretty sure you guys could have figured that out on your own. But I think I'm going to call it. Go check out those books. And let's do that. Yep, there we go. All right, and then I'll see y'all next time. Bye.